Anyways, let me just get started, if I can, by making a few comments. So my name is Alan Weinpearl, first of all, and I am chair for only another day. Jennifer Roque is going to take over for me tomorrow after the AGM, and she'll begin a year and a half at that point. But before I do the roll call, I just want to talk a little bit about what FOLA has been working on over the last year and a half. So I'll start with the interventions that we have been doing. We have been involved first in the intervention of English Montreal School Board and the Attorney General of Quebec at the Supreme Court. For this, we owe much thanks to Katie Black, who is past president of CCLA. She has been our lawyer at the Supreme Court. She argued the first case, the English Montreal School Board case, in March, and we anticipate a result, hopefully before our fall plenary, and we will have more to discuss about that at the fall plenary. I think that that will be a very interesting issue. We've also been given leave in the Government of Saskatchewan versus UR Pride, and the issues in both are the same. It's Section 33 of the Charter and government's encroachment on the use of Section 33. And a tremendously important thing. I mean, we talk a lot about the rule of law. You hear a lot of speakers talk about that. This is FOLA actually addressing what we believe to be an important safeguard to the rule of law. And we, again, owe Katie Black tremendous thanks. Hopefully she'll be with us in the fall to discuss that more. Some of you participated in Lobby Day with us this year, and we thank you for your participation. It's a great effort for people, we know, to come to Toronto and go to the legislature, but it's also tremendously interesting. It's interesting to talk to the people there, the staff, the MPPs, the ministers, and we had many meetings, and we were fortunate in the sense that since I have been on the FOLA board, this is the first time we've done it in person. We did do it by Zoom a few times during COVID. And then following the COVID restrictions, we had some challenges, I must admit, getting a date because the legislature is not in session that often and a lot of their dates conflicted with our other work. But we were able to, in March, go to the legislature and have several meetings, 11 MPPs, 5 ministers. We also met with other important stakeholders, the treasurer of the Law Society, the chair of Legal Aid Ontario, and MAG staff. So a big thanks to Ian and Kelly for putting that together. Ian especially did a tremendous amount of work. Again, it's one thing to do that online and on Zoom, but it's a much different thing to have to do it in person. Logistically, it's a tremendous undertaking. So we intend to build off of that with a further in-person lobby day, and we'll announce that in the near future. And of course, as always, FOLA is involved in any number of consultations. Certainly during my tenure, the civil rules consultation was a significant undertaking. Kevin Cook, who's here, was very involved in that with me and a few others as well. That's an ongoing thing, and we heard from the Attorney General about that last night. I thank very much the Attorney General for his comments yesterday, and he made it sound pretty okay. It's not going to be too bad, sounds like, but the proof is in the pudding, and we'll certainly be there to follow up once we have further details. And in fact, we are writing to him about a few concerns that we have that he hopes he takes into account before we read it in print. We also had significant issues with the LAO governance. So the first submission, when I became chair, the very first submission, which was due, I think, just days after I became chair, was the first LSO governance submission about amending convocation. They wanted to shrink convocation, and they're working towards that now. But the first go-round with the Law Society was not very popular, not just with FOLA, but with a number of other organizations. And certainly we were there to make the LSO aware of our concerns. And then immediately after that, we had the Diana Miles fiasco. And, I have to say, and I will say this again tonight, that was when I first met with the treasurers after the Diana Miles thing sort of broke, and had some very frank discussions with him and encouraged significant transparency. Initially, he didn't want to release, well, I don't want to say he didn't want to, he was reluctant to release the O'Connor report, which talked about the goings-on of that Diana Miles fiasco. And FOLA encouraged him from the very beginning to release it because we thought there was no way to go forward without that. And in fact, I think that has proven correct over time. We've also been involved, certainly, in making a number of submissions about our Premier and his encroachments on the rule of law. His comments are dangerous at times, and certainly we need to be vigilant about his encroachment on the rule of law. It really works against the province of Ontario to have that type of talk, because in the end, all the businesses he wants to encourage to come to this province are going to rely upon our stable legal environment in order to ensure their rights. Otherwise, they're not coming to invest big money. So it really is counterproductive, unfortunately, on his part. But we continue to work on that. And we are one of the only legal organizations, large legal organizations that I know of that have committed to the rule of law pledge, which is supported by a number of, I'll say, high-profile individuals throughout the province of Ontario. It is an important issue that we need to address. We should not take for granted, no doubt. Other issue that I want to mention, for those who practice family law, divorce mate has been a very significant issue and continues to be a significant concern. The cost of that product has gone up tenfold in the year, and it's very unfortunate. We are right now making submissions to the Law Society's Access to Justice Committee in hopes that they will acknowledge this problem and sort of make it better known to the broader legal community. I myself don't do family law, but the family law group here at FOLA has made me well aware of the problems with divorce mate, and its potential to impact negatively access to justice is significant. So we continue to work on that. Another issue that I'm hearing a lot about from you is graying of the bar, especially in smaller and rural communities. That is a very significant issue. We have our former chair, Bill Woodward, who championed this issue, and I think Doug is here as well, has also championed that issue. And so we put together what we call the Ivy Project to help us start to address those issues. And certainly, the more I talk to people at the Law Society, at Legal Aid, in various sectors, the awareness of the concern about graying of the bar and the fact that it will also impact access to justice is certainly becoming a primary topic in many conversations. You'll hear later on today from the University of Guelph, who's hoping to start a law school. They're going to make an application for a law school, and part of their approach, if you will be to try and help us address lawyers for rural areas and dealing with many of the smaller center issues that we at FOLA tend to deal with. So I'm looking forward to that topic as well. During my time as chair, one of the things that we focused on is also expanding the committees that we have at FOLA. And the purpose of that is not to just make more work. The purpose of that is really to hear more often from all of you. It is members of your communities which are on those committees, and those committees are giving us feedback on a regular basis, and that is allowing us to become aware of significant issues earlier and to shape our views. And we do appreciate you continuing to send members to these committees. They are doing important work and will continue to do that, whether it's with the government, LSO, or otherwise. It is very important. So those are just some of the issues that we have been dealing with. It's certainly not all of them by any stretch of the imagination. I don't want to take up too much time because we got a busy agenda. I will just say again, tomorrow, like I said, Jennifer Roque from Windsor will take over as chair, and I'm looking forward to that transition, and I look forward to helping support Jennifer in the next year and a half as she takes over this position. I also just want to take a minute to acknowledge Ian Hugh, who's up front here, and Kelly Lovell, who's probably out at the desk still. But the staff at FOLA have been tremendously helpful. When you're the chair of this organization, you're working with the two of them daily, probably, multiple times a day often. And they have been a tremendous resource to me, and I hope that's been interdisciplinary. I hope we've been doing it back and forth, but they have meant a tremendous amount to me over the last year and a half. So I just wanted to thank them and just let you know that they are doing a lot of hard work for FOLA. So thank you.